I used to blow through my entire $3,000 monthly income in the first 2 weeks, living paycheck to paycheck with zero savings. But one simple budgeting rule completely changed my financial life, and I'm about to break down exactly how I use it to manage every single dollar that comes in. Welcome back to Cashflow Kingdom, where we make personal finance simple and actually doable. I'm your host, and today I'm pulling back the curtain on my personal budget. You're going to see exactly how I allocate my $3,000 monthly income using the famous 50-30-20 rule, plus I'll share the specific tools and tricks that make this system work in real life. Let's start with the basics. The 50-30-20 rule is probably the simplest budgeting framework you'll ever encounter, which is exactly why it works so well for beginners. Here's the breakdown: 50% of your after-tax income goes to needs, that's your rent, groceries, utilities, minimum debt payments. 30% goes to wants, dining out, entertainment, hobbies, that coffee addiction we all have. And 20% goes straight to savings and debt repayment beyond minimums. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about taxes? This rule works on your take-home pay, so whatever hits your bank account after taxes and deductions. For my $3,000 monthly income, that means $1,500 for needs, $900 for wants, and $600 for savings. Sounds simple, right? Well, the devil is in the details, and that's where most people mess up. Let me show you exactly where my $1,500 in needs money goes each month. First up, housing. I pay $800 for rent and utilities combined. I know that's higher than the recommended 30% of income, but I made a conscious choice to live in a safe area close to work, saving on transportation costs. Speaking of which, my car payment, insurance, and gas total about $350 monthly. Groceries are budgeted at $250. I meal prep on Sundays and stick to a shopping list religiously. My phone bill is $50, and I allocate $50 for miscellaneous needs that pop up. That brings me to exactly $1,500. Now here's the key: I consider minimum debt payments as needs, not wants. If you have credit card minimums or student loan payments, those absolutely go in this category. The mistake people make is treating debt payments as optional. They're not. Now for the fun part, literally. My $900 wants category is where I get to enjoy life without guilt. I budget $200 for dining out and takeout because, let's be real, sometimes you just don't want to cook. Entertainment gets $150 that covers my streaming subscriptions, occasional movies, and nights out with friends. I set aside $100 monthly for hobbies and personal interests. Right now I'm into photography, so this might go toward equipment or courses. Clothing and personal care get $150 combined. I'm not trying to be a fashion icon, but I want to look presentable. The remaining $300 is my flexible fun fund for spontaneous purchases, dates, or whatever brings me joy that month. Here's the crucial part: when this money is gone, it's gone. No dipping into other categories. This boundary is what makes the system work and prevents lifestyle inflation from destroying your financial progress. If this breakdown is helping you see how simple budgeting can actually be, hit that like button and subscribe for new money tips every Tuesday. The $600 savings bucket is where the real magic happens. I split it into 3 priorities. First, $200 goes straight to my emergency fund until I hit 3 months of expenses. That's about $4,500 for me. I keep this in a high-yield savings account that earns around 4% right now. Second, $200 goes to my retirement through a Roth IRA. I invest this in broad market index funds because I'm 25 and have time for growth. The final $200 is my opportunity fund. Sometimes it goes toward extra debt payments, sometimes toward investing in my skills through courses, or building up for larger goals like a car down payment. Remember, this isn't financial advice, just what works for my situation. The beauty of having 20% dedicated to your future self is that you're always making progress, even if it feels slow. Compound interest is incredibly powerful when you start young, and even $400 monthly toward retirement can become over $1 million by the time you're 65. You can't manage what you don't measure, so let me share the exact tools that make this system work for me. I use Anab, You Need a Budget, as my primary budgeting app. It connects to my bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing most transactions. Every few days, I spend 10 minutes reviewing and adjusting categories as needed. For tracking my net worth and investments, I use Personal Capital, which gives me a complete financial picture in one dashboard. But honestly, you could do this entire system with a simple spreadsheet or even pen and paper. The key is consistency, not fancy tools. I also have separate bank accounts for each major category, one for needs, one for wants, and one for savings. This physical separation makes it impossible to overspend accidentally. When my wants account hits zero, I know I'm done spending on fun stuff for the month. It might seem overkill, but this setup has eliminated so much financial stress from my life. After using this system for over 2 years, I've seen where people typically go wrong. Mistake number 1: being too strict with the percentages. If your rent is 60% of your income, don't force yourself into the 50% needs category by eating ramen every night. Adjust the percentages to fit your reality, then work toward the ideal over time. Mistake 2: not planning for irregular expenses. I set aside money monthly for things like car maintenance, gifts, and annual subscriptions. These aren't emergencies, they're predictable irregular expenses. Mistake 3: giving up after one bad month. You will overspend sometimes. You will have unexpected expenses. The system isn't about perfection, it's about getting back on track quickly. I track my success over 3-month periods, not individual months, because life happens and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. So there you have it, exactly how I budget $3,000 monthly using the 50-30-20 rule. Remember, the best budget is the one you'll actually stick to, so feel free to modify this framework for your situation. Start with tracking your current spending for 1 month, then gradually implement these percentages. Your future self will thank you for taking control of your money today. If you want more specific budgeting tutorials, check out the video I'm putting up next week about automating your entire financial system. Until then, keep building your cash flow kingdom, and I'll see you in the next one.